I had heard off the record while I was in Strasbourg, if Kosovo is sure that they will pass the vote at the Committee of Ministers stage, then it will be in May. But if there's any doubt, then perhaps they will try and move to postpone it. What have you heard? Do you think we're going to see a successful vote this month, or it might be postponed?
Well, I certainly hope that the Committee of Ministers will push forward, and my hope is that it will separate the issue of membership of Kosovo into the Council of Europe from other issues that are important and need to be followed up. In other words, to consider membership in the Council of Europe as a reward, in my view, is not the right approach. For Kosovo to be a member of the Council of Europe, it is first and foremost in the Serb minorities' interest, and in the interest of those who, like myself, see the need to decouple Belgrade's aggressive and dangerous agenda for peace and stability in the region from the day-to-day agenda of Kosovar Serbs.
Yes.
And for this, there should be absolutely no hesitation to push forward for Kosovo's full membership at the earliest opportunity, which is the 16 to 18 May meeting in Strasbourg of the Committee of Ministers.
Now, Kosovo's had a hard time the last year, more so than not more so than in previous years, but diplomatically speaking, it's had a lot of pressure from the EU, a lot from the US. Kurti has come under quite a lot of criticism from allies. They say he hasn't contributed to stabilizing the situation so much, to de-escalating. This word's been thrown around a lot. I personally think a lot of this criticism is quite unfair towards Kosovo, towards Albin Kurti. But do you think Albania has done enough to really support Kosovo during this time, to stand up for its interests against this criticism? Do you think we could have done a bit more to support them?
I think Albania is far behind with its agenda of supporting Kosovo and with its agenda of projecting Euro-Atlantic values and principles in its regional foreign policy. I say this without hesitation. I think for a long time, for 5-6 years, Albania has veered in the wrong direction by considering and treating Belgrade as a reliable partner at the cost of alienating or creating unnecessary distances with the emancipated capitals of the region who share the same Euro-Atlantic values and the same Euro-Atlantic agenda, such as, for example, Zagreb or Sofia and others. Now we see what Vucic is after. Clearly, appointing Vulin as a deputy prime minister is a signal to his base and a clear signal to the West.
We don't care what you say, what you think.
This man was designated non grata because he's seen as a henchman of Putin in the Balkans.
Yes.
This man I will make my deputy prime minister. This is Vucic. Have no illusions. The man has told us. He at least has been upfront about this. I will be waiting for the right circumstances with regard to Kosovo and with regard to the rest of the so-called Serbian realm agenda that is being unfolded before our eyes. Mr. Vucic, for a long time, has talked the talk of West, but has walked the walk of Moscow.
But I've seen it. He goes to Brussels for these meetings and he gives a statement afterwards about, normalizing relations, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes back and he appears on Pink TV the same evening and laughs in the face of the EU and the mediators.
It's Putin unplugged.
Yeah.
It's Putin's show of the last 15 years, but with all the orchestra that Kremlin brings with it. This is Putin unplugged. This is a double-faced approach, but at the heart of this is the same regret that Putin has expressed about the dissolution of Yugoslavia, that Vucic has about the dissolution of Serb hegemony in the former Yugoslavia. He will not accept that hegemony will never come back.
Yes.
He is not embracing the values for which the West has invested so heavily. He is embracing another point of view. And he is wrapping it also, unfortunately, in the kind of rhetoric that we're hearing from some leaders in the West of the re-emergence of nation state above all other configurations. as the answer to today's problems, which is a very dangerous trap for peace and stability, and it's a very dangerous step overall for the prosperity of our peoples. So Vucic must be stopped. He has to be told firmly that we are on to him, that since Bańska, which clearly was a paramilitary intervention, orchestrated, financed, and prepared by Belgrade, we are on to him. He does not desire to cooperate with the other countries of the region to shorten the European path of our nations, membership into the European Union being the ultimate destination of that path, and to ensure that all peoples in this region, all individuals, regardless of their ethnic background, can enjoy the same measure of legal protection, of human rights protection, of national rights protection, of economic chances, of the ease of capital and labor transfer and movement, just like other EU nations do, which should be the ultimate burial of all grievances that have emanated from the painful process of the dissolution of Yugoslavia, painful and bloody. No, he goes for the contrary of that. He goes for the concept of recreating a Serbian realm with Belgrade at the center,
Ukrainian
with Republika
MP said.
Srpska seceding, with Montenegro being used as the Belarus of Belgrade, and the prelude to this has been the attempt to forcefully seize parts of Kosovo, of independent country, and force reality of secession of the north of Kosovo. And this is something inherently dangerous to peace and stability in the Balkans. We should not wait for Mr. Vucic to roll his dice. We should stop him now.
And
And this is definitely Albania has a major stake in this. We cannot hide behind our privileges as a NATO member. We cannot hide behind the insurance that our close and strategic alliance with the United States or the UK or the EU provides. We should take our own steps. And that is why for more than 4 months, my proposal is pending in Parliament to initiate a yearly donation by the Republic of Albania to the Republic of Kosovo of military aid in the value of 50 million euros. It's there. Instead of being brought for a debate and hopefully for a unanimous vote, it's being procrastinated, which is a sign of Albania's lax and irresponsible behavior under the current leadership as far as our national security is concerned, but also as far as regional security and Euro-Atlantic architecture of security in the Balkans.
So Albania needs to do more, and this resolution, this that you've tabled in Parliament, should be a good first step in that direction.
Yes, I think what we need to do is end the tradition of folkloristic support for each other and for Kosovo. Let the football fans enjoy and relish in the sounds of patriotic songs, but take prudent and determined steps to show that for the Republic of Albania, any attempt to depart from the Euro-Atlantic agenda by any player in the region is unacceptable, and that we are willing to do everything it takes to stop such a scenario.